If I could see you one last time, if I could hold you once again.
Welcome back. We haven't done a video in a while because it's been winter. But we've done some work in the garage and we're getting ready to start on the garden. But we wanted to build a smokehouse because we used to have one, and it was great. My stepdad, who's since passed away, helped me build it, and it was an interesting design. We used to smoke a lot of sausages and presuntos, but then we didn't use it for a couple of 10 years there, and then a gigantic tree, in fact, that tree right there, all those pieces you see there, fell on it and smithereened it. I'll show you. This was pretty much what's left of the old smokehouse. So here's posts where the sausages used to hang on the walls. This is interesting. This piece here, hear me, this goes over the fire. You'll see it when we go there. And it keeps anything that falls off the sausages from snuffing out the fire. It's a very simple design, just wood on the ground with some bricks like this around to contain the fire. Because it's different from the way smokehouses or smokers are used in the United States. In the United States, they use smokers to cook meat, 200 degrees or so, and you're doing brisket or something like that. We have one of those. You can see up there, covered, is a metal smoker. But this is for sausages and presuntos, the way we do it in the old country in Portugal. So it's a little different. So yeah. So now we're going to try and duplicate this. Pretty much the same way. It's a simple design, right? It's basically just a fire on the ground, because for smoking sausages, we don't use hardly any temperature at all. In fact, in Portugal, in quite a number of places in Portugal, when they make the chouriços and the presuntos, they don't smoke it at all. So when we smoke the chouriços and the presuntos, the intent is not to cook the meat. It's simply to add the smoke. Chorizo is intended to be a dried sausage. Because it cooks in a marinade. So we're burning a very low fire. We don't use things like hickory and all that either. We tend to use fruit type tree wood, In the property here, my stepdad showed me a neat trick. He went around and collected all of the wild grapes. And that's what we use, dried out wild grapevines. It makes beautiful scented smoke. And it's just that little baby fire that you need to just generate some smoke. So we're going to try and rebuild what was here, but we're going to do it here instead. Now that we've cleared this piece of property. So this is generally where we're thinking of putting the new smokehouse. It'll be roughly the same size as that one, maybe a teeny bit bigger, not much. Probably right around here. That one was directly on the ground. We're going to put this one, we're going to surround it with some concrete block and put some bricks on the ground, just to keep it from getting rotted by the ground like the old one would have eventually. But you know what? That one lasted a good 20 years before it got destroyed by the freeze. So this one, hopefully, will last at least that long, if not. But anyway, we're going to start right here and sort of show you how we progress. Let's see what we do. All right, so we're back again. We did a little bit. You can see we poured some item 4 here, leveled it off, pounded it down, and we lined up our concrete block. The concrete block just needs to be relatively level, relatively square, because we're going to fill the holes with concrete, and we're going to bury these in the concrete, and then a sill of wood gets put on top, and then that gets bolted down tight onto the block. So they all become one unit together. And then with the weight of the building, they will just literally push the whole thing down pretty much square and level, all by itself. And then we will fill the floor inside with these bricks. And then build the wooden structure. So this is the beginning here. We just need to clean up a little bit. And we'll bring our mulch back up around it to hide the item 4. And then we'll start working on the concrete and our anchor bolts and going from there. So we'll shoot some more a little later. A little more. First day of the season, so the old bones don't want to get going, but they will. So yeah, so what we did is we filled the holes with concrete, and then we buried these lag bolts in it. And so now it'll dry overnight. And tomorrow that will be locked up in there. We'll come in here, we'll just tighten up these nuts, and that's it. It'll be a solid structure. All of it will be connected together. And then we can start building our wood frame on top of it. So hopefully everything's good. It's supposed to get some rain tomorrow, but the concrete we're using sets in about a half hour, so we're good to go. So tomorrow or sometime after, we'll do a little bit more and we'll keep shooting. So, welcome back. So we did a little more. So our concrete dried. We tightened down our lags. So now all the cinder blocks are connected together and connected to the ledge. And then we put up our first walls. The first 3 walls are up. And we even put some bricks on the bottom. That's where the fire will actually be. So it's decent. I mean, it's not the best construction in the world, but it's fine. Next, we will do this one wall. This wall, a little more complex because it contains the doors, right? And it has a double door, which the old smokehouse had the same thing, which is really terrific. So there's 2 doors, bottom and top. And what's nice about that is if you need to open a door to stoke the fire or whatever, you open the bottom, you work on your fire, you don't lose your smoke because the smoke is always on top. And don't forget, this is going to be even higher from here, right? You'll have the peak so the smoke is up there. So yeah, that's the next, and then we'll start putting the skin and stuff on it. But yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the old one. This will handle in one row, or in one layer, about 80 sausages, and in 2 layers, because it's capable of doing 2 layers, about 160 sausages in one shot. So that's a lot, a whole lot more than we're going to be making. We're not going to make that many. But yeah, so we'll do a little bit more, and we'll come back and shoot some more video. Welcome back. So, sausage house coming close. We're about to put the roof shingles on. Still needs molding, painting, all that. But hardware. Still needs some of the hardware, but yeah, it's here. It's a house, and it will smoke pretty nice. Yeah. So yeah, a few more hours, and it'll be all finished. So come back, and at some point we'll show you how it smokes. Welcome back again. So, smokehouse. We have our roof on, which is nice. Looks pretty nice. I mean, we're not roofers, but you know what? It looks okay. And this is all primed, so it just has to be painted. And we still got to put some more hardware on it. Hard locks. This is a Portuguese lock we have here. See, very fancy. And some molding. That's about it. Inside, it's just wood, because that's what you want. It's a smokehouse. There's a brick floor, so we still have to put some pieces of wood here, because we're going to be walking in here with sausages, right, on a stick, basically. And so that stick, grab this here. That stick, comes in here. It's much wider than this, of course, and then we need to place it on a ledge. But not that high, about here. So we have to build ledges here for our sticks. 2 layers, there'll be 2 layers. So 1 layer of chorizos, 2 layers of chorizos. All together, in a pinch, this could smoke 160 sausages. It's probably only going to smoke 30 or 40 at any one point in time. So plenty of room. And that's it, easy to clean up because there's plenty of space. It should last a lot longer than I'm going to last, that's for sure. So, Jason's kids will be smoking sausages in this thing. Right, Jason? Mm-hmm. So, just to do a little cleanup. We're going to be away now for a few days. And when we come back, it's time to start working on this thing over here. Because, spring is springing. So, as you can see, the poor garden is... so we got to work on that. But we'll still have to finish that. And of course in there, we still have to build a diner. And then eventually turn our attention to the cars. And then we're working on the music and a lot of stuff going on at the same time. But that's nice, because when you're not busy, you die, right? So I got plenty of time to rest. That's why I'm Kaputski. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. When it's all painted and stuff, we'll post some more video. Sure. Okay, so welcome back. We're trying to finish up the smokehouse, but you see my attire. We had to take a little break from the smokehouse because we have to work on that. As you can see, we got some greenery. We had to top off all the plants. There was a lot of work, but we did finish the smokehouse. So this is a Portuguese smokehouse. Very different from, like back there you see covered, we have a regular American metal smokehouse. This isn't the same thing. See, Portuguese don't spend a lot of money on things. This is a Portuguese lock. Very sophisticated. See? You just do that, see? And then that's the lock. But it looks like the house, and we could smoke 160 sausages at a time in here if we wanted to. The way it works is stone floor. Our old one, the floor was dirt. Just simple wood. It's nothing complicated about this. And then you have these sticks. We have to bring more in. And you load them up with sausages. And then you carry it up here. So you can have 1 row and then 2 rows. We can make more rows, but you don't want to get too close to the fire. And then down there is a fire there's a piece of metal that goes over it to prevent the flames from getting to the sausages. And that's it. But, chorizo is only smoked briefly. It's not intended to be like cooked, right? Chorizo is a dried sausage. It dries. It doesn't cook. So this is just to add a little bit of smoke. But I think it came out pretty cute. It looks kind of nice. Driveway when you're coming up. And you can smoke sausages again. So that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Take care.
I would tell you that love is always blind.